Good morning. Welcome to the Blunt Talk Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Wright, coming to you from the beautiful, now warm, I guess, confines of Atlantic City, New Jersey. Wherever you may be watching or listening, I thank you as always. Like, share, and subscribe. It helps the channel. You can check the show out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and as well as on Substack. This video, guys, will be dedicated to the Bird Gang, Fly Eagles Fly. This will be the Eagles versus Jaguars reaction video. Now, I took my time because there was a lot of things going on. Obviously, we had, some they say election, I say selection. Selection day yesterday, so there's a lot of things going on there. Very busy. Day before I had work, so I didn't get a chance. I had the episode done, but just didn't have a chance to get everything uploaded. So bringing this content to you now. Very crazy ass game. Very crazy game. Shouldn't have been as close as it was. I'm going to definitely dig into that. Definitely dig into some of the key points, things I liked and definitely disliked. Coaching obviously being one of them. But I want to take this moment out to shout out LaShawn McCoy. The best, as of now, currently, unless Saquon breaks some numbers, as of now, currently the best running back in Philadelphia Eagles history. He was inducted into the Eagles Hall of Fame on Sunday, which tremendous. I mean, Shady McCoy, hands down, he could have been a guy that would have been productive in this offense. He could have been productive in a lot of offenses in his prime. He was an all-decades player from the 2010s. Just great athlete, great player. I'm glad because, believe it or not, y'all, like I said, I'm a diehard Eagles fan. I admit when I'm wrong. I admit when I'm, I have no bullshit, no qualms to hold or any anger or axe to grind. So I state things for what they are. I remember when LaShawn McCoy got drafted in 2009, and I thought we were going after No Sean Moreno. Boy, I'm glad I was wrong. No Sean Moreno fucking sucked. And maybe it was system, maybe it was scheme, I don't know. But I'm glad we got Shady. But I definitely want to take that moment to shout out LaShawn McCoy and him reaching the Eagles Hall of Fame and finally being up there with the other Eagles greats that he belonged to be with. And hopefully one day we'll see him put on that gold jacket. I'm not sure if he'll be a second, maybe a third ballot Hall of Famer, but definitely one day hopefully get to see him put on that jacket. Now into the game. Before I get into anything that I liked, I'm going to talk about the number one thing that I did not like, which was the coaching decisions. I, like many other Eagles fans, I'm pretty sure watching that game, was fucking pissed looking at Nick Sirianni and the decision making in that game where you're up 22-0 against a fucking horrible Jacksonville Jaguars team. A Jags team that can't get out their own way, can't complete third downs, can't do trick plays are difficult. I mean, just bad football team. Just bad. You're up 22-0. You have a lead. And I get it. I mean, understand what I'm saying. I understand the whole argument with going for 2 points, right? You're trying to pad a lead. You're trying to put the dagger in their heart. You're trying to kill them. I get all that. The moment you see it not working, take the points. Take the points. Now, in the end, it wound up not hurting them through great play by Nakobe Dean, and I'll touch on that as well. But the outthinking of yourself is going to cost this team in January. I mean, I can't bullshit myself. I love this team. I do. I love this roster. I like how they're set up. They're set up to win now. They cannot win if the coach is getting in the way. If he isn't allowing his second guessing of himself or second guessing of Kellen Moore or Kellen Moore's second guessing of himself, if they're going to allow that to be a factor, this team has no chance because they're going to get caught against a team that's ready and they're going to go in there and they're not going to be prepared. I mean, my God, he's got to just figure it out. Like, we're there, you're in the end zone, take the points. You had a game in hand. The fumble with Saquon, which I'll argue to this day, I clearly see the man grab his ankle and you see him trip and stumble and fall. I believe that's a tackle, but I digress. They said it wasn't. Then the NFL came out the day afterwards and said it was, so whatever. But the ruling on the field at the time was a fumble. You get that great play by Trayvon Walker, and then all of a sudden it's like a football game. The Jags offense has done nothing the whole game, and now you've given them life by just. It was crazy. And then, like I said, going for, you got variations of the tush push. I don't understand why you just kept running the sneak. At that point, if you saw a couple times they were prepared for it and it wasn't working, or it just wasn't working today, and it happens like that sometimes. I think they've been up until Sunday, they were like 90%, somewhere hovering around 90% on the tush push. I mean, listen, sometimes it's going to work. A lot of times it's going to work. Once in a blue, it won't. The thing is, you have variation of plays out of that option, out of that set. We know it's a read option. We know it's a screen. Why the fuck? Why did you run that? I don't. Like I said, it pissed me off. Almost cost us the game. A game that should have been easily a 40-17 or 40-20 game, easily. And shout out to the defense for putting up a stand late, because Sirianni did everything in his power. The offense scored. You had production, but yards don't fucking win you games. I mean, look at Lane Johnson's comments here. Yards don't win you fucking games. You have to score points. And when you're kicking field goals and you're settling for 3 instead of scoring touchdowns, that's going to get your ass kicked in better games against better teams. So, got to get that shit tightened up. Key points, though, things that I did like. I love how this offense has finally adopted the formula that I have been saying on this show for weeks. 20 to 30 times have Jalen throw, divvy up the rest of the touches between Saquon and the skill position guys. I mean, guys, Jalen was 18 of 20, 230 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's it right there. 24 pass attempts, 46 rushing attempts. That's the formula. And look at the ball distribution. You had 18 catches for 230 yards. So that means you had over 5 guys touching the ball. John Dotson had a spectacular play. I mean, guys were touching the ball. So I like how they're doing this with the offense. This is what's going to help them later in going into the playoffs, down the stretch run. This is what they're going to need to really beat teams, to be able to have that diversity where we're not just, if you want to key in on AJ, cool. You want to think you can key in on Smitty, cool. We're still going to beat you with the tight ends. We're still going to beat you with our running back. Oh, and by the way, we still got other guys here and there that can make plays. So I like that. Saquon Barkley is truly fucking amazing. The reverse hurdle, obviously, it's been well spoken on, well talked about, was just fucking insane. I mean, you've seen shit like that in martial arts movies. I don't know if you've even, I don't think I've ever seen that in a football game, so just amazing. And even with all the splash plays, I mean, like the 3rd and 17 or 3rd and 19 play, where he takes it upfield, where, if you're Philly, at that point, you're looking to just get yards and settle for a field goal. He takes it upfield and scores. I mean, this guy takes the average and ordinary and makes it extraordinary. I'm thoroughly impressed with what Saquon Barkley has done. One of the best so far, one of the best free agent acquisitions. I would argue, we'll have to see how everything plays out. This is on TO level pace as far as free agent acquisitions for Philadelphia. They've brought in guys, they've had guys on offense they brought in, T.O., Alshon Jeffrey, LeGarrette Blount, DeMarco Murray, but that was Chip Kelly. We ain't gonna speak on that bullshit, but you get the point of what I'm saying. They've had opportunities and times where they've brought in skilled position guys and big play guys. And Saquon, I mean, hands down, this is T.O. level type of production. And 27 carries, 159 yards, 6 yards per carry. You're getting your money's worth. Anybody who said he wasn't worth that money is a fucking fool. And, I mean, even Jalen, he had 13 carries for 67 yards. Both of them had 21-yard runs, and both 21-yard runs resulted in touchdowns. So, I love how they're doing this. I like what they're doing. They're utilizing Jalen Hurts' skill set. They're allowing these guys to kind of take the flow of the game. Because I noticed they don't really have a set of plays that they really, like a basic offense that they run. They kind of just run off of what they feel and what they see. Could that come back to hurt them? Possibly. But you kind of want your quarterback and your offense to kind of have a feel for the game, see what's out there, see what's going on, see what you can do. And then from there, you could probably run something. So it's interesting. But, defense. They play well most of the day. Excluding the third quarter where they just gave up, the team period, just hemorrhaged 16 points. it was weird too because it seemed like in that third quarter they just lost the ability to tackle too. It was like the Jaguars were all of a sudden slipperier than butter. I don't know what the fuck goes on with that. I don't know how that plays out, but that has to tighten up. That has to tighten up. I don't like that a lot. Like where the team starts to struggle a bit, and then when you need the defense to kind of step up, they kind of lose the ability to tackle, and I don't understand why. So that's something I noticed. I definitely want to see get fixed on. However, the pressures, the ability to stop the Jags on third down. The Jags were fucking horrible on third down, and the coverage by DeJean, Zach Bowen, great interception, and even Josh Sweat getting the 2 sacks. The team, they're starting to gel. They're starting to come together. You're seeing it. And I like what I saw. And most importantly, shout out to Nakobe fucking Dean. I have been on this man throughout the year. I felt like early in the year he missed a lot of tackles, which he did. He missed some plays that he should have made. However, the whole argument was you put those 2 guys that was in front of him in Georgia in front of him, and you get him with some other skillful guys and watch what happens. This is why Devin White's not here anymore, guys. It's not that Nakobe Dean has been all world. It's that he's been exactly what they hoped he would be. Solid enough to where it's like, damn, he's not a liability. And I got to give it to him. All year, a bunch of spots he's been in, he's made plays. But that interception, for that to be his first interception, and that was a game-sealing interception to close the door, shut the door, shout out to him. That could be a signature moment for him. Not sure how all this is going to play out, but exciting. Definitely good to see. And of course, this means obviously who is upcoming next for the Eagles. And we all know it is a road game, 4:25 Sunday against who? Those Dallas Cowboys. In later episodes, I'll dig into the deep dive on some of the things about the Cowboys, like, their lack of aggressive moves at the trade deadline and their plans with Cooper Kupp now being the quarterback. Because make no mistake, their claim to fame in 2022 was, well, Cooper Kupp went 4-1. Do keep in mind that one loss was to Philadelphia. So the only team he's actually lost to was Philadelphia. So the pressure's going to be on us to win. Make no mistake about it. You beat Dallas, you killed them. If you beat Dallas Sunday, you put a dagger through their heart, the season's over for them. There's no coming back for them. So big game, nonetheless, another one. They definitely going to have to be better than what they were, more efficient than they were against the Jags, because that coaching, that can't be an issue. That can't be an issue going forward. So, I don't want to make it seem like they played an all-out great game. I mean, offensively, it was beautiful, but even defense, like I said, for the most part, is beautiful. But that coaching put them in bad situations. So, credit to the team for standing up, and everybody, more or less, links in the chain, standing together and doing what they need to do. But can't have any more games like that. No more heart attacks like that from Nick Sirianni or Kellen Moore, because anything else like that, that's going to cost us. It's definitely going to cost us. But that's going to do it for this episode again, guys. Again, like, share, and subscribe. Check the show out on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and is also on Substack. I thank you guys and love you for always watching. See you on the next episode. Take care.